What if I told you that in just 30 days, you could add an extra 130 leads and 54 consultation bookings without adding any more work onto your plate? Well, this is exactly what we were able to do for one of our clients. The best part about it is all our client had to do was exactly what they were already doing: onboarding new clients and fulfilling the service. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step method that we used to achieve these results. By the end of it, you'll know exactly how to do this for your own business. Before we get into exactly how we did this and how you could do this for your business, I'd like you to take a moment to just imagine how impactful this could be for your business if you could just generate 130 leads and 54 consultation bookings in the next 30 days. Now, there are about 5 steps that no one talks about that you need to do in the right order and in the right way to generate leads at this volume, especially if you want to do it predictably and scalably. The first key step is understanding your current pipeline. Most people who give advice on lead generation will tell you to simply apply their strategy, but there's something that they never seem to address. You need to understand what your current sales pipeline looks like and consider whether any changes need to be made first. If you run a service business, it's most likely that your current pipeline looks like this. You get an inbound inquiry, you perform some kind of consultation, you give out a pricing quote, and then you wait for them to sign up. If that's the case, it's not bad, but it's not predictable and it's not scalable. Before working with us, our client was in the exact same position. They had a great service, but they were relying on word of mouth. It meant that their growth could be a boom one month and a complete bust the next. What they really wanted was a fast and focused way of reaching full capacity. They had great systems for conducting free consultations and onboarding new clients. They just needed the right traffic channel. They needed a traffic channel that would allow them to reach their key market segments, serve them with tailored messaging, and bring them right into their business ecosystem in a predictable and scalable way. The next step is the secret weapon that no one talks about: leveraging industry and client data. In order to generate leads effectively, you need to understand exactly who you're trying to bring into your business ecosystem. Why? You need to know where to find them, how to reach them, and what kind of offers and messaging will inspire them to take action. This is the most effective but least heard way of knowing exactly who to target. Here's how we do it. First, our data team analyzes industry trends to understand what messaging and what offers the market is responding to. Then, we dive deep into our clients' historical customer data to uncover key insights. For example, their top market segments, the sales touchpoints, and the most common buyer's journey. These insights give us a crystal clear picture of their ideal client profile, their pains, their passions, and their desires. We now have a really strong idea of how the market will behave in response to our strategies. Once you've worked out your key market segments, their pains, their passions, and their desires using data, it's time for step 3. Choose the right channel and the right strategy for your business model. If you're running a service business, it's without a doubt that your best bet for fast, scalable, and predictable growth is going to be leveraging meta ads on Facebook and Instagram. Just note that around 3 billion Facebook users and 2 billion Instagram users are active every single month. Meta ads is the only channel that we use to generate 130 leads and 54 consultation bookings in just 30 days. For our client, we set 2 key objectives. The first was to drive traffic towards a free consultation and a 2-week trial. The second was to build a database of leads that we could nurture over time. Using our data insights, we identified 3 key market segments and 2 targeting groups to split test. For each market segment, we created 2 ad variations with different creatives, keeping the hook, offer, and call to actions the same. This allowed us to quickly identify which approaches resonated most with each audience. For prospects who weren't just ready to book a consultation yet, we offered a really high impact free resource as a softer entry point into our client's business ecosystem. These resources built trust, nurturing our leads eventually towards the primary offer. Now, the structure of the campaign looked like this. If you're interested in a more in-depth understanding of how this all works and how you could implement this into your business, or alternatively, you might be interested in us creating similar results for you, head down below into the description and click the link to book a call. Step 4 is our tried and tested winning strategy for creative and copy. All ads should comprise 4 key variables which you could split test and optimize. First is the hook. Ensure that your hook grabs attention. Make sure that it explains the exact pains that your market wants to resolve and the outcomes they want to achieve. Second is the visual creative. Not only should the creative be high quality, but it should also depict exactly what it's going to feel like to be a client at your business. Third is the offer. The offer should be free and provide more value than your competitors who are also advertising on the same platform. For Meta, you can find out exactly what your competitors are offering by going onto the Facebook ads library and looking through the ads that they're running. Fourth is the call to action. The call to action has to provide clear next steps if your prospect is interested. Simplicity is key. This is exactly how we generated 130 leads and 54 consultation bookings in just 30 days for our client. The fifth and final step is well-timed iterations, the key to making lead generation both predictable and scalable. If you've set up your campaign the exact way that we just described, it should be really easy to identify what's working and what's not working. For example, you could be running 2 different ads for the same market segment, keeping everything the same except for the creative. After some time, you'll very easily be able to gauge which creative is preferred by your market segment. At this point, you can discard the creative that's less preferred and either test it against a new creative or pour more fuel on the fire, meaning money, on the creative that's already working. This is how lead generation becomes not only scalable, but very predictable. So I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. I hope it's maybe inspired a new perspective on what's possible in just 30 days. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more actionable advice, and leave us a comment. I'd like to know which part of the video you found the most helpful. All the best, see you soon.